Don't panic when it starts happening. That's the first thing you need to hear. When things begin shifting, when attention increases, when opportunities appear out of nowhere, when people start noticing you differently, your first instinct might be to announce it. Don't. There is a reason some seasons require silence. You've prayed for change. You've worked quietly. You've corrected habits no one saw. You've endured pressure no one understood, and now something is aligning. But alignment attracts attention, and attention attracts opinions. Not all visibility is safe in its early stage. When a seed begins growing, it doesn't immediately break the surface. It strengthens underground first. That is where you are. You may feel something building, more confidence, more clarity, more internal stability, and suddenly people treat you differently. They ask questions, they sense the shift, they feel the energy change. But here's the instruction. Stay quiet, not fearful, strategic. There are moments when growth must be protected before it is displayed. You do not need to broadcast improvement. You need to stabilize it. For a long time, you were underestimated. People didn't expect discipline from you, didn't expect consistency, didn't expect emotional control. Now that it's visible, curiosity increases. Curiosity is not always support. Sometimes it is evaluation. Sometimes it is subtle competition. Sometimes it is quiet resistance. You are not hiding out of fear. You are guarding development. When elevation begins, ego tries to rush exposure. But rushing invites pressure before structure is firm. Structure must be solid before spotlight arrives. You've built something internally. Calm under pressure, restraint in conversation, clarity in decisions. That internal shift is powerful, but it is still forming. If you announce it too early, you will invite noise. Noise drains focus. Focus builds momentum. Momentum builds stability. And stability sustains growth. There will be moments soon where you feel tempted to prove yourself, to show everyone how far you've come, to respond to doubters, to validate your progress publicly. Pause. You don't need applause for discipline, you need consistency. There is a difference between secrecy and strategy. Secrecy is fear-driven. Strategy is wisdom-driven. This season is strategic. You are not meant to shrink. You are meant to solidify. When results begin appearing, not everyone will celebrate. Some will question, some will analyze, some will compare. Silence protects momentum. Let your actions speak gradually. Let results accumulate quietly. Let your growth be undeniable, not announced. You are stepping into a phase where self-control matters more than self-promotion. This is why your preparation season was long. You needed internal strength before external opportunity, because opportunity without discipline creates collapse. Discipline without recognition. Foundation first, recognition later. When it happens, when doors begin opening, do not rush to tell everyone. Not because they are enemies, because your focus is precious. Energy scattered too early weakens momentum. You may notice old connections reappearing, old conversations resurfacing, old patterns attempting access. Growth attracts attention, but not all attention deserves response. Discernment is your protection now. Not everyone who asks about your progress is aligned with your future. Some are curious, some are inspired, some are skeptical. Respond with calm. You are not hiding your life, you are protecting your direction. There is something else happening. Your confidence is stabilizing, not loud confidence. The kind that doesn't need validation. The kind that doesn't over-explain. The kind that doesn't chase approval. That energy changes dynamics. People feel it. They may not say it, but they sense it. and sensing it can make some uncomfortable. When you outgrow an environment, the environment reacts, sometimes with support, sometimes with tension. Either way, your responsibility remains the same. Stay disciplined. This next level requires less talking, more building, less announcing, more refining, less proving, more improving. When the shift becomes visible, move quietly, because what is planned for you is not random success, it is structured growth. And structured growth must be protected in its early stages. Stay steady, stay focused. Stay silent when necessary, because not every victory needs an audience, and not every blessing needs exposure. If this message feels like confirmation, if you sense something aligning quietly, if you know your next step requires discipline instead of noise, comment. I move in silence, not for secrecy, for strategy. Stay here, because the second phase is where most people fail. Not in the hidden season, in the visible one. When things finally start working, when opportunities begin aligning, when people start noticing the difference, that is when discipline is tested harder than ever. Silence protected you in the beginning. Now maturity must sustain you. When growth becomes visible, ego whispers. It says, show them, prove it, let them see. But ego is impatient. Wisdom is patient. You didn't build stability just to trade it for attention. There will be subtle shifts happening around you. More trust, more responsibility, more conversations including you, more weight placed on your decisions. And with that weight comes expectation. Expectation can either strengthen you or pressure you. The difference is how grounded you remain. You must understand something important. Not everyone who celebrates your growth can handle your growth. Some people loved you when you were uncertain, when you doubted yourself, when you needed reassurance. Now that you are stable, the dynamic changes. You are no longer seeking approval. You are choosing alignment. That shift alters relationships. Do not feel guilty for evolving, but do not become arrogant either. Stay measured. This next level requires emotional control more than ever, because visibility magnifies behavior. Small mistakes look bigger, small weaknesses get exposed faster. That is why silence was training. You learn to pause, you learn to observe, you learn to regulate. Now you must apply it consistently. There will be new distractions, not obvious ones. Opportunities that look impressive but misaligned. Conversations that seem flattering but draining. Invitations that feel exciting but unnecessary. Discernment becomes essential. You do not need every door that opens. You need the right ones align with your discipline, not your ego. There may also be resistance. Not loud attacks, subtle tension, quiet comparison. Energy shifts in rooms. Growth unsettles those who stayed stagnant. But you are not responsible for their comfort. You are responsible for your consistency. Remember why silence was necessary. It built focus. Focus built clarity. Clarity built confidence. Confidence must now remain humble. When recognition increases, gratitude must increase. When opportunity expands, structure must expand. If you relax your standards now, the structure weakens. The 1% mindset you stepped into earlier must continue here. Consistency over excitement. Long-term over short-term. Impact over impression. There will be a moment soon where something significant aligns. It may be an opportunity, a role, a conversation, a breakthrough, and it will feel calm, not chaotic. That calmness is confirmation, but the real test is not receiving it. It is maintaining yourself after receiving it. Success reveals character faster than struggle. Struggle keeps you humble. Guard humility. The reason you were told to move strategically was not fear, it was protection. Protection of momentum, protection of emotional stability. Momentum is fragile early on. Too much noise can weaken it, too much exposure can drain it. But once structure is firm, exposure becomes influence. You are transitioning from hidden growth to visible impact. Impact is not about fame, it is about responsibility. People will observe how you handle pressure, how you handle praise, how you handle criticism. Your response will define the next level. Stay intentional, stay disciplined, stay emotionally steady. You are not hiding because you are wise. And when the time is right, your consistency will speak louder than any announcement. If this resonates, if you feel the shift from protection to responsibility, if you understand that silence was preparation for influence, comment, I protect the momentum, not for secrecy, for sustainability, because what is planned next requires stability more than excitement.